Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today I'm in the house with
Carmen. Hey.
and she's got some crazy questions for us about some ghosts.
Everybody loves ghost stories, don't
Everybody
we?
loves ghost stories, definitely.
And the most creepiest ghost stories are children. Nobody likes to see a child laughing down the hallway or crawling on the wall. That has happened to me. I saw a child crawl literally across the wall, and a black shadow child. Like, oh my goodness. So, but all the time you wonder if this actually is a child or is it something different pretending to be a child.
So always ghosts have the same energy that they were dealing with when they were alive.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were dealing with a ghost that went through trauma, drama, issues, abuse, all that kind of stuff, that's going to come through on the other side when you're connecting with their energy. But a lot of times I will say children ghosts are just children ghosts. They're a child that passed away is a ghost, and they're not necessarily scary. But a lot of times as you just start to hear their message, I always almost interview the ghost, like, tell me about you and what did you do and where did you live and all that kind of stuff. And as they're telling me their story, that's when I start getting my red flags if it's not a child. You know what I'm saying? Like, it may feel a little bit differently, or kind of like what they're saying doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. Like if they were saying, I passed away in 1904 and this was going on, and it's not accurate.
Oh.
So it's kind of like, oh, in 1904 I saw a car drive past and this happened. It's like, or I got run over by a car. It's like, there wasn't cars in 1904. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Or I saw this, or like that. So that's when you have to kind of like really connect with their energy and know a little bit about the history kind of thing.
Yes.
But more often than anything else, it's your feeling. How do you feel connecting to their energy?
Yes.
If you're thinking like, I think this could be demonic, you're probably right. Like if you're thinking like, just something about this energy doesn't feel right, that's when I start doing my clearing energy and getting rid of that negative energy and calling in Archangel Michael to kind of like clear it all out, because I don't want to deal with that kind of energy.
And for our children, when they come through, I hate to say it, do they come through looking like the way they passed? Like,
usually they do.
Bloody.
Usually they look the way they did, but there's no blood or anything else. Like
movies is not
like
really
movies
true.
is not really, it's not really true like that. Usually movies are trying to scare you, and so that's kind of like they're trying to for that part. But usually ghost children come in dressed the way they were dressed when that happened, and they usually don't have a lot of residual energy. There's not going to be any like blood or other things or anything like that. So they're going to have a pretty clear, clean energy with them. And a lot of them, I will say, have passed away that I've connected with, has kind of passed away with like illnesses, poisonings, even accidental, you know what I'm saying, all that kind of stuff. So that's not necessarily a horrible, like it's not a great death, but it's not like someone did something to them.
Yeah.
It's more like, I picked this up and I drank this and I didn't realize it was bleach and I hurt myself or whatever else. So a lot of times they don't really have a lot of resentment or anything else. Like, I made a mistake. Actually, one of my clients has a ghost in her house. I can't remember what name we gave him. I think it was Joey or something like that, something cute. But he lived on a farm. He was playing in a tree, had some time off, and so he was playing in a tree, and he climbed really, really high up, and the branch broke, and he fell, and he didn't die right away. He died a few days later. But it's one of those, like, to him, because it's like he was playing when he passed.
And back in the days, they normally would die by falling off a tree. I mean, I have a child that died in our neighborhood, and he comes to my house a lot.
And so it's like, but there's no anger or resentment or you did this to me. Like, they're just trying to play. They're like, hey, can we play or whatever else?
There's kids over here.
There's kids over here. So it's not necessarily like I'm trying to hurt somebody or anything like that. They're just wanting to play or connect with other energy. So that's kind of the special part of their energy.
But it's kind of sad too. Why is it they don't cross over right away? Why are they still here?
A lot of times, like, they don't realize what happened. Like when that one I'm talking about, or the one you're talking about, is like when they fell out of a tree. It's one of those, they were just playing, and then all of a sudden the branch broke, or they lost their hands or foot or what, all of a sudden they fell out of the tree. So then it's almost like, what happened? Where did I go? Like, what, that sort of thing. So it's not necessarily like this bad, evil thing that happened to them. It's like, my life is normal and great and fine, and then all of a sudden now I'm passed over. So it's like, wait, what happened? where did I go?
Yeah, I remember my last house, you had came over there as well, and I was always getting like severe pains in my chest or my stomach area. So apparently the little girl who was in our home passed away from, I think she had cancer, stomach cancer.
Yeah,
I think it was
stomach
at the
cancer.
time. And I would hear her all the time saying, Mama, Mama, like she's calling for her mommy. And I was like, oh.
But wouldn't
That was
any
so
child, like if a
sad.
child is
Yeah.
not feeling well, that's who we want. We want our moms.
Yes.
And so, but there's a lot of little ghosts that pass away from like things that normally may not kill an adult but would kill a child.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the sad part.
Sometimes you feel what they felt.
You do, walking through their energy or being
Yes.
around them. I remember when I did that clearing, I could feel like my stomach being upset. It was like,
It was so bad. I thought it was literally my health too, or my doctor literally removed my gallbladder because they thought it was literally my health. But then even when it was gone, I still felt the energy at home because
It's
she
like-
was still there.
she's still
and
there.
so we came over and then we helped her pass. Thank God.
We helped her kind
Poor
of move to
thing.
the other side.
Yes.
And that's just kind of like the thing, because she wasn't expecting to pass. It's not like she got sick and then she got, you know what I'm saying, like
Yes.
that sort of thing. It was kind of like all of a sudden it's like boom, it's like passing. It's like, wait a minute, like what happened here?
So don't always be scared if it's a child ghost.
Do some more investigation
Yes.
and talking to them and getting their story
Make
and their
sure it's a
energy
real child.
to make sure that it's a real child.
Yes.
That is kind of the best way to do it. But the more questions you ask them, plus they love talking about themselves. Who doesn't like talking about themselves? That's kind of the fun part. That's kind of the fun part. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.